Hello, welcome back to the Old Shot. This video, we're back on the good stuff. I've got 3 Minolta autofocus cameras and many autofocus zoom lenses, but I didn't have a prime autofocus lens. So I went on eBay and I bought a Minolta AF 50mm f1.7 prime lens, autofocus of course. It was described as new old stock, never been opened, never been used. What I got was a used lens which came in its box. A bit over described, but it's in generally good conditions working. I may have some problem in the future with it because I can see there's a little bit of oil on the aperture blades, but we took it out, loaded the camera with Kentmere Pan 200, and it's the Maxxum 7000, which is becoming one of my favourite cameras. We drove to North Shields, took the ferry to South Shields, and had a walk about in South Shields, both through the town centre and to the Roman Fort of Arbeia. If you're an ancient Roman or a Latin teacher, I apologise about the pronunciation errors there may be. The fort has been excavated over a number of years, and a relative of one of my mother's friends was one of the main archaeologists there in the 60s and 70s. They have reconstructed a gateway, the Western Gate, and some of the accommodation, and it's very well done. And guess what? It's free to get in. So it's well worth a visit if you're in the area. Get yourself to South Shields, go and have a look at the Roman Fort of Arbeia. The the lens performed very well. The autofocus is quite quick, considering it is of the same era as the first enclosed autofocus camera, the Maxxum 7000, and it may not be as quick at autofocus as some of the modern lenses, but when you're talking about less than half a second to focus, there's no problem with the autofocus. It does everything I need it to do, and I'm happy I've got this lens. I can use it, as I say, on all of my Minolta autofocus cameras. We've got a cat there. The other cat, Ziggy, wants to join in. He's been asleep for hours. As soon as I start with the camera, he wants to get involved. Anyway, let's have a look at these photos of South Shields and the Roman Fort. Kentmere Pan 200 was developed in Perceptol. It's a new developer I'm trying out. Comes as powder developer and has to be mixed up before use. The film shows evidence in high contrast areas where there's some bright highlights of a bit of halation. I think in those conditions, early autumn, bright sunlight and white painted walls, even the best films are going to get some sort of bleed on the high contrast edges. However, the camera, the lens, the film and the Perceptol all did what they're supposed to do, and I'm happy they got some well exposed and sharp shots. There was one shot of the interior of one of the barrack rooms. It wasn't sharp, but I included it anyway because I quite liked the look of it. And let's face it, sharpness is a bourgeois concept, according to somebody who I can't remember. So that's it for now. I'll be using this lens again soon. I might even do a colour film with it to see what the colour rendition's like. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.